All right, guys, how's it going? How the heck are you on a May 20th, Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time? We're nearing the end of the month, but we still got like over 10 days to go. It's a long month. How is your week treating you? I think this is hump day because we're halfway through the week. I just wanted to let this thing run for about 10 minutes. I'm not going to wait till see if anybody joins. Oop, let me turn off my echo. Cool. Yeah, so let me see. I don't know which screen I should be looking at, my browser or the actual OBS itself. So I am using my MacBook OBS and I'm using my iPhone 16 as an external webcam, but it zooms in on its own. So I placed it all the way across the room on a stand on my bed, and it still looks like it's a foot from my face, which in this case is not a problem. My workout stream is my workout room's huge, but I couldn't put it further enough away. It was just zooming in on my stupid, ugly radiator or my water heater. I get them mixed up, but so God bless another day. Every new day is new challenges, new things to sort out. Just it's always funny. Nothing ever lines up perfectly. I'll either have the greatest content in the world in the sense that I spent 3 hours preparing my script, going over with my friend, bouncing ideas off each other, and we get ready to bake the cake and present the final product. And my sound is scrambled, my webcam's flicking on and off, or my Wi-Fi's bad. But then I'll have the opposite problem. I'll wing it and I'll get like 1,000 views, but I don't remember what I said. I don't feel artistically inclined or what's that called? Creatively fulfilled. I don't feel like that. But quick channel history real quick for the new people. OGs, this is going to be a little redundant, but I promise this will be the last time I repeat myself. My original channel, I got big just based on my personality, but I only had an iPhone 8 Plus. But I hung out in the Discords, so I got good cross promotion, and I saw how everything kind of fit together, how the YouTube channels, dovetailed off the Discord conversations, but there was this whole drama community that I thought there was some nice people in there. They were just misguided, and everyone said, "Oh, we're just trying to get out of the drama." Everyone always says that. Nobody does, right? Meanwhile, we hear about somebody that's left YouTube and we go, "Oh, I hope they're okay." Meanwhile, they're probably better off than us. I mean, let's be honest. So I would say I came to YouTube during an extra turbulent time in my life where I knew I wanted to keep the fires of compassion and comedy alive in some capacity, but I was dealing with all this family loss and tragedy, and I was trying to overcompensate for it. And my first channel took off. It got to 2.7K subs in about 8 months, or maybe 6. Oh no, what happened to my chat room? It went night. And so I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, my cell tower was burnt to the ground in the California fires, so my Wi-Fi was horrible, even worse than on this channel. So if you can imagine, but I kept it positive, and then I'm like, the gears in my head start turning. I'm like, wow, if I'm getting hundreds of people in my chat during my stream, imagine if I actually tried and stepped it up in quality in a way that nobody could argue with, right? So that was my mindset. Meanwhile, I totally ignored how the algorithm works, and now they've changed the rules, and I wasn't able or willing to educate myself about the processes involved. So I got all excited about talking and my topics and stuff, but I just didn't know how to market or present myself. I still don't. So that's why you'll see in here, it's always a mixed bag. There's either just one person watching or like 30 or 100. There's never like an in-between, depending on the topic. But I try a lot of stuff, throw out a lot to see what sticks to the wall, to see what I can be made better at as I go. Some things turn out, some ways I flounder, and I just regroup, try to do the best I can. But as it turns out, I am very selfless. A lot of people are telling me, I didn't even realize, they said, don't ever change, but I did change for like a year, and it sucks. How would you handle people who test your patience and insult you? I don't know. Sometimes I almost like it. Sometimes I don't notice it. Other times I do kind of get triggered, I'll be honest. But now I know there's never a case where the troll is better than you, where that what they say is true. In the case of human history, it's never been. And I've been in tons of chats and I've seen the way things play out. And the trolls are always just the most bitter, faceless fucks with nothing going on in their lives. They have no friends, nothing to cling to. They're online 24/7. And it shows, you know. But I feel compassion. I feel bad for them because I've gone through horrible stuff in my time. You guys would never believe me. If I paid you $1 million, well, it's not a lot of money right now in 2026. But if I paid you whatever you consider a large sum of money, you would never believe what I've gone through. And I will talk about it soon enough because it is an interesting topic. But I try to be considerate. I don't want to just give one sob story after the next unless it genuinely helps you guys out. You know, let me just check something, my chat settings. Capricorn. Hey, Crazy Max, what's going on? No, I lost 5 subscribers just because I was whining about it. I think they did it just to be funny, which is kind of funny. But I say to the trolls, I say, at least be creative. If you're going to troll with soul. Come up with something I haven't heard a million times before. Yeah, I'm very responsive to my chat. That's one thing people like about this thing. But I had to train my chat room over time. I've had 7 channels, and I lost 3 of them by playing like third-party copyright strike. I tried to do Saturday Night Live and talk over it. That's a huge no-no. Some stuff is just forbidden. It doesn't fall under the guidelines of creative use or whatever. I had to learn that the hard way. A lot of stuff with me is trial and error. I have trouble paying attention and following distinct directions for everything I do. I always miss something that my peers don't. And it leaves me kind of scrambling and holding the ball. But I'm trying to pray and work through that in my Christian life. And some things are getting better. They're just coming together in an unorthodox, haphazard way. But yeah, my old stuff was more lifestyle blogs. I did like cooking and gardening and filming at my work and stuff. But then I got boring for like 9 months and just repeated myself without realizing it until I actually tried to watch back my content, which I never do. And then I was like, but my favorite thing is the creative stuff. I don't like the technology. I don't like the sound. I don't like the setup. I just like the research, the payoff, I like doing reaction streams. I thought that would be easier than it was. So I tried that for one channel and I realized I was doing long form reactions and I would like fall asleep on my floor halfway through. It was the worst reaction streamer ever. I couldn't pay attention even when I was awake. And then when I fell asleep, I didn't realize it. People were like, you idiot. But I was having fun. I don't know. So I have to try things to see because I didn't get a lot of feedback growing up. I was homeschooled. I had crazy step parents. I had a really rough childhood, even worse in my 20s. I crashed and burned in my college years, the final semester. But I am a music major and a English minor. But I haven't put that to use in my life as much as I could have and should have. Because I lost my mind. I lost all my musical abilities. I stopped even playing guitar and just messing around with that for 10 years. Now I'm back doing that. God brought that back into my life. So we're going to build this pirate ship from the ground up, and I think it's going to be a nice, safe space for you guys. Nobody's going to troll you over here. Most people think I'm very sweet. I've got a couple of haters, but even them, I think I want them over time. People probably said Jesus was not a nice guy when they threw everyone out of the temple with a whip. It's important to be nice, but the Lord doesn't expect us to allow people to walk over us. Ooh, that's a neat point. Let me highlight that. Yeah, and I have a Christian friend that thinks you have to turn the other cheek every single time, no matter what, and let people totally take over your lives. And that's not true. People that... But then, how many times is the limit, right? I mean, is 3 times too much? Is 5 times too much or too little? We have to that's like a gray area. We make the determination for ourselves. If somebody is making our lives genuinely more toxic and you've given them like 10, 20 chances, then yeah. I mean, I don't know. But then I have family members that are just crazy that I've forgiven like 100 times, but they're family. So I think that the roots are a little deeper. But yeah, and I'm not a good Christian. I've run away from God so many times. I'm just now reconnecting for the past 3 months. So I got a Bible study coming up later tonight. I'm going to try to prepare for it. I'm so bad at bringing information together and staying organized and then presenting it. But it's a great challenge for me, and it's a great opportunity. It says the limit is 70 times 7. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yay, what's up? I'm glad you came back. I mean, because we had such a great discussion, and even though I'm not trying to win you over to my beliefs per se, but as long as the gears in your head are turning, because I'm trying to do that too. But man, my ADHD is so bad. I really don't finish many projects, and if I do learn something someone learns in 1 day to a week, could take me months or years to sink in. Now with ChatGPT, that's an incredibly innovative thing. I could organize my stuff in tabs. I could rename it. I can add to a project each day. I could start new endeavors and based on certain things. But yesterday I tried to learn some program in OBS. It just sent me round and round in a circle, and I got so mad. I was even cussing at the thing. I'm cussing at a robot, you know. It doesn't do me any good. But yeah, I mean, like, there's so many people, even non-Christians, that want to be rounded to a nice person. But what is the thing that drives their spirit to want that? Is it just the symbolism of wanting it because it seems nice on paper? Or do we all want to be better than we are, and that's a natural thing, you know? Oh, no. I love it. I know, I'm looking like Jay Leno on here. Hey, wee. Oh, that's great. That's great. See, I like that stuff. I do have a nice masculine prominent chin, like from this angle. But some people say my face is just too round and symmetrical. But this chin does kind of jet out now that I look at it. I appreciate that. Most people focus on my big nose. But yeah, like, okay, so the too nice thing, somebody complained the other day, and it turns out they were just a troll because I researched it. They said, you've got a moderator that's banning everyone in your channel. That's why people are terrified to talk in here. Now, do I seem intimidating to you guys? You don't have to give me the right answer, or, you know, Izzy, well, he's welcome here because he's been a very good boy, contributing to the discussion, asking good questions, all this other stuff. And if we can win someone for Christ, that's an amazing opportunity. You know what I mean? God could do the craziest thing in his own timeline without us having anything to say about it or any foreknowledge about it. Okay, but anyway, they're like, yeah, people are, this joint used to be jumping and people are afraid to do it. But this week I've done all different streams in different categories, so I didn't expect the algorithm to pick it up. I just did it for me and my friends. And the times I went live was only 10 to 30 minutes at a time. So the last guy's like, nobody comes here anymore. I'm like, dude, look at my last 4 streams. They all had between 80 to 128 views during the thing itself. And, you know, views don't mean everything, but they can kind of tip you off if you're in the right overall direction, you know. That's true. Hey, Jack. Yeah, the whole woke thing, but everybody wants to use filters now, even some dudes, which I think is a major pussy move. Excuse the language, but a guy that uses filters, I mean, us guys, we want to look good too overall, but we're not like putting on the makeup and fixing our hair and getting it done up and did every weekend and stuff like women are. We just don't have it within us. It's not like, I don't have a skincare routine. I don't have I eat healthy, I work out, but I don't obsess over my face. I don't like look at myself in the mirror in the morning. I don't care, you know. But yeah, so I researched, so like, I'm like, how do I look at my block list? Because I'm like, if there's even a 1% chance that's true, I want to do my due diligence and like research. So I checked it out because Shayla said she blocked the last 7 to 13 people for good reason. They just kept hammering away, and they were saying anti-Semitic and pedo-related stuff. So I'm like, that's good, because they can't. If you break the rules, you're out of here. If you insult me directly, that's not a direct rule violation. If you insult someone in my chat, you're out of here. But if you make people in my chat uncomfortable, I have to get rid of you too. So somebody was just repeating the same insult, and no spamming is one of the rules. So I think I timed that person out. I've only timed out like 3 people, and I think Shayla's done most of my dirty work. But I trusted her for like a year and a half, and she went through a period where she was really overzealous, and I had to talk to her about possibly taking her wrench. Hopefully she's not here right now. Yeah, I agree. The Hellcat boy, how's it going? Having good hair and skinny hair, just the most. Yeah. I don't want to look like the creature from the Black Lagoon. I want to be semi-presentable. At the same time, some people say, you wear the same tank top every day. Well, that's not true. I should. I have a huge box of tank tops. I love to keep it simple. When I'm at home, I just want to be comfortable. I've got sensitive skin. I've got really bad skin problems. So when I wear a shirt, I just feel really frumpy, and I feel like I can't move my arms. It's part of my disorder. So unless you walk a mile in someone's shoes or you ask the right questions, you can't just judge somebody on a thing. But a troll, they'll just see the easiest thing to make fun of and just like point that out and try to get a rise in reaction out of you. I think I do. See, I appreciate G-Dog's honesty. You know what I mean? If that's how he feels, that's incredible. And I mean, I try to present a good image on here. I make so many mistakes that I get so pissed off. I try to apologize for most of them. Sometimes I'm just like, I hope people forget that I yelled at this person or whatever. Just so unjustified. And why? You know, the weird factor of life is off the charts sometimes. Like, why does God even allow that stuff? And then is everything just a big test? Well, that seems kind of lame. That doesn't sound like a fun life. How do we view things properly? Oh, this is turning into a Bible study. No. Let's save some fuel in my fire for later today. But I don't always like to talk. That's why people get the wrong impression of me. I go through these different moods and modes. I'm almost borderline bipolar. I think I should probably get tested. Sometimes I just want to dance and exercise and just be totally silent. Other times there's stuff's on my radar and I want to bubble up in conversation and get stuff out of me. Oh yeah, well, I don't think I need a trainer. I actually figured out my own system. I went to the gym most of my life. I stopped going about 9 months ago. I don't have a car, but I realized there's only one machine that I can't approximate, and that's the hip flexor extender, where you can stack as much weight as you need to. That one, maybe I should just get a Thigh Master. I know those are kind of for women, but my hips get weak, and so that's what I'm trying to figure out, if I can do a home exercise for that. Beyond that, I've got a total gym machine. I've got 190 pounds of weights. I need to get at least another 50 pounds to put on there because I've outgrown that. I've got a ton of other little workout devices. I'll show you. I got to bring my other workout machines in my gym room. I've got like 2 gym rooms. I'll show you guys on my thing. I would take, actually. All right. I'm going to show you guys my storage room, but you can't make fun of me because it's a mess on purpose. I'm storing my stuff. Let me see. See, there's no way to zoom out. Look, everything looks close up and it's really far away. And my phone controls are disabled, so I can't see what you guys are seeing. High calorie burner, so it's not good. telephone. And here's my main workout room. Steppers. I go to the gym and I just use the same machine. Personal trainer can only help you so much depending on who you are. Now, what I could benefit from is take one of those body mass scale index. But I'm not trying to get muscle on top of muscle. I'm just trying to stay at capacity, and I'm doing a pretty good job. Except the hardest part for me is eating food. I don't eat breakfast and lunch. I can't keep up with the calories I need. Even carbs, I'm not craving them. I need to eat meat and protein, so I'm trying to eat these old man shakes. Oh, that's a good question. Oh, I work out. I was talking about this the other day. This is a good discussion. If you go to the gym initially to look better, that's totally relatable. Most people do. But I'll tell you, the feeling you get from working out trumps looking good times 1,000. Like, if every pump I did turned me into Yoda or made my face wrinkly, let's say I got a new wrinkle for every pump I did, I would still do it. If working out made me look worse and just feel better, it would not slow me down at all. I don't care how I look in the slightest. Especially because I look better in my 40s than I did in my 20s, and that's something I couldn't have prepared for or anticipated. God just gave me that as a weird blessing, a nonsensical thing. I don't know how that works scientifically, but some people do bloom late and kind of blossom later on. I'm not saying I'm anything great to look at, but if I showed you pictures of me in my 20s, you would freak out. I look like Chris Farley, only with the worst face and a little bit fatter overall in the midsection. And sometimes my next workout stream, I'll do my before and after pictures because somebody asked me this week, like, I don't believe you were ever 400 pounds, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shut up. Like, show me your stretch marks. I'm like, I've shown my scars. I got scars all over my belly. It's kind of weird. I take away all the fuel of the trolls by putting all my cards on the table. But some people think I'm too nice and I'm too candid and say too much about my life, but I just think differently than some people. I don't know. What time is it? I can't go over my time limit. I got a bunch of other stuff I got to do. But yeah, I want to provide something a little different on here. I want to give the accessibility of someone with no life and nothing but time on his hands, because that's where I've come from. At my lowest point, I was at my lowest point in my life 3 years ago when I started my first channel on here. But I also want to grow into something of genuine substance that I can help even more. So I'm trying to train my audience to get smarter with me, but I'm keeping my view mostly on the new folks that join the channel because they're in for the best treat. They're going to get me at my best this year, you know. All right, man. Have a great workout session. But yeah. In some cases, the personal trainer is overrated or overpriced. And when you join a gym, they try to upscale you on the package system. A lot of gyms have fancy contracts, so make sure to read the fine print. Don't get locked into anything too crazy. Some of them will have like the upfront fee deposit or whatever, plus, or they'll suck you in. They say the first month is $20 and then it goes up. But they have that super cheap gym, Planet Fitness. Everybody complains about it. There was somebody that got kicked out because their drink was too big for the cup holder, and that was a whole fiasco. There's one of those sort of near me within walking distance. I think I might check into that. But like I said, and it's great too to be around all the hot women and stuff and flirt and stuff. That part's great. But at this point, it would just be a little redundant. Plus, I'd actually walk there and have to walk back, and it would be too much cardio. I'm very cardio sensitive because of my high metabolism. I burn off muscle as well as fat at the same time. So if I got on that exercise bike today, it would kill all the muscle tone I built over the past 3 days working out, doing strength training. I know I promised I wouldn't be all over the place topically. Let's see. How long have we been going? I got to keep this in check. Refresh it here. About a project that I want to do. My shorts have been so successful just this past 2 weeks and not before. So based on that, I'm starting to hit my stride on my channel. So I think I'm going to take my best regular videos that got little to no views and re-record them as shorts, because they're all the same length as a short, but they were just done on my photo booth desktop app on my MacBook. So they didn't count as real shorts once they were uploaded. So they got filed off into their own stupid category. And nobody goes to my playlist because for the longest time, I had them titled the wrong thing and they were super jumbled and unorganized. Now people actually watch my music content because they come to my concert streams and I actually play the requests when they never expect me to. They never pay me. But I'm hoping to get more donos through genuine quality work of getting better, because I'm getting better at guitar and singing. Yesterday, I had perfect sound on my concert stream, but I messed up every song, forgot all the chords, and I just threw my guitar across the room. I was so mad. I think you can go back and see that stream from 2 to 3 days ago. It's got about 6 to 16 views. It's my lowest stream ever. So when the troll came in the other day, I'm just trying to tie these topics together. They used that and they tried to weaponize that to make me feel bad. He's like, dude, your last stream only got 6 views. I'm like, oh, that's too bad. Did you happen to see any of the shorts that I uploaded this week that are at 1,000 or more each one? And I'm not monetized. I think I have 1,000 to 2,000 watch hours left, whatever that means. I don't know if that means I have to stream that long, or if that counts if I actually watch other content on YouTube, which I do. So that could take me 8 months to 2.5 years to qualify for that. So I have to have some other irons in the fire to make money in the meantime. He's getting his pump on. I love it. So, but yeah, working out is the greatest thing in the world. I can never be a fitness instructor because I don't have this hardcore training and certification. But I'd like to inspire people in other unorthodox ways if I possibly can, in word or deed, but not monetarily. That's the one thing I lack. But yeah, I was just denied my Social Security disability benefits again, so I'm going to make one more appeal to the claims court, or whatever it's called. I got 60 days to make my appeal. This thing has been dragging out for 2 years. I had a real job 1.5 years ago that I screwed up. That's a whole other story for another day. So we're trying to see. Now, I should have applied 10 years ago when the bottom of my life first started falling out and I first started having complete mental health meltdowns. But I didn't trust God enough, and I thought I was bulletproof, and I'm a man. I'm going to dust myself off and just get back out there. But I wasn't considering other possibilities and other ideas and advice from others. I was just stuck with my tunnel vision, right? So God's like, I got other plans for you. You need to be humbled for a little bit. I'm like, no, my life's already hard and bad enough, right? It's crazy. It's hard to know. Like, even if you consider yourself a good Christian, you're probably always worried about sinning, or you step on an ant and you'll freak out. So it's like we never win sometimes, you know. I want to do a Bible study later today, but I don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. I want to actually be prepared with something good that you guys might want to hear. But that's where I struggle with. I'm trying to be a jack of all trades and master of none, because that's how my flighty brain does the scatter shot approach. Spit at the wall, see if something sticks. Get up, regroup, retry it again. So, jack of all trades and master of none, because that's how my flighty brain, does the scatter shot approach. Spit at the wall, see if something sticks. Get up, regroup, retry it again. But what else? Yeah, questions, comments, critiques. Nobody has to be afraid to type in my chat. If you're a troll, I will know it immediately. But trolls get bored because they try to provoke a reaction. They don't have any ammunition to use against me, so they just give up. Sometimes I'll win them over. I've got former trolls that come here every single day, and they contribute and they ask questions, and I have got women in here that share their meatloaf recipes, and it's so cute. Gardening tips. You don't have to stay on topic. I don't expect anything from you guys. Just some basic respect, because I intend to give you guys my world fairly unselfishly. Not like I'm anything great, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from, my basic mindset, And that's what people like about me. They're like, you're intelligent and you're cool and you're ambitious, but you're also relatable. You've just come through hard times. You're trying to pick up the pieces of your broken life and move forward. It's very admirable. But it takes a lot, because a lot of people will just put up a front. Well, I like to deal with my problems head on and decode things as I go. I don't like to be somebody I'm not, but I do like to train myself in a new way if possible, but I have realistic expectations. It might be out of my wheelhouse. I've never been in my 40s before. This is it's a new venture on a lot of different levels. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. I think we're about done. Any more questions, or I'm out of here? Keep it short and sweet, because I got other things to do and a couple other streams to go for the day. The hardest part with ADHD is planning your entire day and or week and month ahead of time. I used to be able to do that. Now I like to have 3 things set up back to back to keep me out of trouble and to keep me on task. Sometimes I'll just have one thing I'm really inspired to do, and then I'll crash and burn after lunch and just feel like laying down on my floor, Somebody else was like, how do you have so much energy to just dance for an hour a day and work out and then do all the fancy other stuff you do? Well, I didn't consider it a good thing until they brought it up. Some people think I'm a weirdo. And some people are reductive. They'll say, is this what you do all day? This is a grown man, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, come on. Come on. I have a sense of humor, but then if I was thumbing through and I saw a guy randomly dancing, I would judge too. So that makes me a hypocrite. But I'm different. I'm not special. I'm just cut from a little bit different cloth. I'm an empath. So people think I'm effeminate. I don't hang out with any guys. I just don't. I don't like to go to the bar, start fights, pour beer in my face. I hate sports, especially football and basketball. It's just redundant and not enjoyable for me. Does that make me any less of a man? No, it's a stylistic choice. It's it's like when you go to school and there's the goths, the jocks, the nerds. Well, when you're an adult, it's still kind of the same in a way. You just don't visualize it that. We all have little categories and wheelhouses. Sometimes we can transcend. Sometimes God says just bloom where you're planted. Bro's glazing himself. What does that mean? I'll have to look that one up. By the way, I appreciate, because I consider it a sign of respect. If you guys come in here with all your newfangled terminology, I know I look younger than I am, but I am 44 years old. Lots of people think I'm 20. So they'll come in here and with all these K-pop references. I don't watch new TV shows or movies. I've never watched Stranger Things. I know it's good. I don't need another addiction, you know. Oh. But what else? Yeah, you guys can ask me whatever you want. Let me check the time. I should have left about 10 minutes ago. $34 minutes. So yeah, I think I did pretty good talking on this stream, but I did go off on like a half dozen tangents, which I didn't want to do. But yeah, questions, comments, critiques, I'm open to anything as long as you don't insult each other, because this is a safe space for sweet people, as we like to say. But I'm mostly better at just in between song banter. I'm mostly a performer and a variety performer. I do some stand-up comedy. I'm trying to do some news story coverage and reaction videos. As long as they hold my interest, then, but it hasn't always worked out. I got cocky. I thought, since I'm good at knowing what's entertaining to me, I can just wrap that up in a nice little bow and present it to others, and they'll like it too. Nope. It's not it doesn't always work that way with the transfer of enthusiasm. Plus, it's not like I went to school. I don't have any formalized training as like a broadcaster or anything like that. It's just something I've always wanted to do and never got a chance to. But I pushed it to the farthest back of my mind. Why such short streams? What do you mean? Oh, I'm just trying to do that as a discipline and a challenge, because it's easier for me to ramble and then look at the clock and 3 hours have gone by without feeling like, you know what I mean? And I'm also not blazing during the day. I'm waiting until night. And that is when I just sit and listen to like 5 to 6 hours of music and just totally waste time and sink into the bed. So I can waste so much time without even coming close to realizing it. And it sounds crazy, but it sucks. So the shorter this stream, the more I can get done in the day in every other life category. But I can also do different streams. Like today, I've got a concert stream planned, which is completely different than this. I don't talk at all. I just jam it out and play requests. And then later tonight, I got Bible study and a cooking stream, and those are going to be different too. Almost borderline unrecognizable. I mean, I have the same personality, but I'm doing and teaching different things. So I'm just doing it as a fun challenge. Whereas before, I gleefully wasted all the time, and I wasted your guys' time too. I don't want to be like that. You guys don't have to think I'm great, but I'm trying. For the greater good. I'm not. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Maybe I'm a chump. I should just give it up. But I'm happy to be alive in this day and age, at least, even though I've been through the ringer. I'm glad my life has aligned with this current technology and this, even though things are getting pretty apocalyptic and crazy in all these other parts of the world. Doo-doo-doo. But most of my streams are an hour long, and I don't think that's that short. I couldn't handle an hour of myself yammering away. I'm much better in small doses. And when I found out the last 2 weeks, all of my shorts are either at 1,000 over or well on their way. And I'm not making any money off of it, but it's getting some good promotion. Most of the people, my views are from non-subscribers. I know people are too lazy to subscribe. It's too much to ask. But it is encouraging because I got all my OGs, and then I got all these new people exposed to my channel every single day. Ooh, I like rollerblading. I have really bad balance. It's kind of random. When was the last time I slipped on a pair of rollerblades? I used to go to the roller skating rink on like friends' birthdays and stuff. That was like, so I've probably done it since college, and then I did it more in high school. Never a huge fan of it because I would always fall several times no matter what. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I tried to do the skateboard thing. That was deadly. But I'm 6'7", and I was always been pretty tall, even before I reached my full height. So I've always been very gangly, lanky, and uncoordinated. Even with my love of fitness, I have a hard time with those things. Probably be good for me, though. I had one of those mini skateboards. I thought they'd be easier to handle and do tricks on. But it was like Jackass without the payoff and the fame, just splat on the concrete. Oh, it hurt my tooth. I gotta wait till the juice is room temperature because it's killing my cavity. I'm supposed to have an extraction like on the 10th or 13th of next month. I already canceled my appointment twice because they did the whole thing where you can't drink water the night before after midnight, and you can't even have a sip in the morning. Well, I've been so dehydrated lately because I'm taking all this Benadryl for my allergies, and it's just killing my system. So it's a catch-22 situation where one thing has to come through for the other one to dovetail off of it. I'm like, All right, questions, comments, critiques. I'm out of here for real this time. Thank you guys for being nice. Why you being so nice? Did I even address the topic? I'm an idiot. Sometimes I probably just like the way a title sounds, right? I'm so stupid. I try to do a good job. But yeah, are there ways I could tighten up? Should I just do 3 strikes, you're out, and ban the person? Should I? Not like I get that many trolls anyway, but it's worth thinking about ahead of time just to plan ahead. Should I have stricter rules? Should I allow people to insult me no matter what, even if it makes others in chat uncomfortable? I mean, but now I have like famous people coming here. I've got famous people from a workout channel. I've got the Shuli Network coming here trying to get me on their show. I've got all these other things, and I'm not chasing fame, but I just want to be a little more respectful and a little more prestige, you know, have a little more decorum and bedside manner as far as that goes. Because people really judge me pretty harshly from the tank top alone, but when they see me dancing and shaking my butt, they're like, oh, this is horrible. Like, how can anyone do this? Get a job, buddy. You know, they don't use their brains. Or maybe they secretly like it and they just want to get a reaction. I get that. I've done that before. I've tried to troll unsuccessfully, but the philosophy of the troll, right? But if you're gonna troll with soul, style, and originality. I mean, all right, guys, I am out of here. I'll give you another 5 to 10 minutes to get your questions in. I'm having too much fun. "46 views in real time, not bad. Usually it has to play catch up after the stream's done. All right, guys, thank you so much. As far as streams on the docket today, we got our barbecue coming up tonight for dinner. It's 4 p.m. Pacific time. Don't know when I'm going to do the Bible study or the concert. Concerts are usually every weekday from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific, so please be there. If I can't play your request during that session, I'll do it the week to add to my repertoire. And I'll give you a little shout out. And if I like the song enough, I'll make a separate video for you guys with super high quality. You could put it on your channel or do whatever you want. So that's a little incentive thing. But yeah, you guys will be pleasantly surprised. I'm different than the other music channels. I actually acknowledge everyone in my chat, no matter what. I try to do the requests or at least look up the song and check it out. I make it worth your while. I add the little extra twist. I always try to. I'm not the greatest singer or musician, but it's a great place to hang out. Even if you're just there to make fun of me, it's great. All right, guys. Peace.